Hi everyone, how have you all been? As always, it's great to see you all again. And as you can see, I've still got the new mic. A big thanks to G Gamer and also the Time Shadow for their commissions over on my Patreon recently. Because of their commissions, I'm able to actually afford this microphone. So, huge thanks to them. Like I say, your donations always help. So, yeah, that's a big help right there. It's great to see all of you. Let's see who's here. We've got the Dark Lord, Fireboy, Ten Rex. Oh, it's giving your handle names as opposed to your sort of like display names like before. Billy is here. It's great to see Charleston. Who else? Khan is here. Rohan. G Gamer says, "Sup? How's it going? It's all going good." I think that's Goat right there. Why the early live stream? Special occasion, says Movie King. Very good question. Yeah, the early live stream is because I think I mentioned this before. My sister has come to visit. She's staying for a couple of weeks, and both of us. I haven't told you guys this. We both went through Stranger Things season 4 in preparation for season 5. She had never seen it before. I had seen it before, and I didn't like it, as you guys know. I thought it was nothing special, and we watched it again. Well, I watched it again. She watched it for the first time. And I told her that I didn't like it. She already knew I didn't like it. And I said to her that everyone else seems to think it's the best season so far. So I said, I'm just letting you know that. So, maybe she'll like it. Maybe she'll think it's the best season, I thought. And she watched the whole thing, and she was like, nah, it's not. She thought it was the worst season as well. She thought it was okay. She thought it was decent, she did, but she thought it was a letdown compared to the previous ones. So the reason that I'm taking longer, yeah, Go. I remember you asked me that as well. I didn't have time to answer at the time because I was setting up the stream and everything else about it. But yeah, so yeah, the reason why I'm doing the stream earlier is because we're going to be watching Stranger Things season 5 tonight. It'll be about 9 o'clock by the time we start watching it. So rather than starting the stream at 9 or later, in the evening, I thought I'll start it a few hours early so I can, watch that show with her later on. So that's why the live stream is earlier. But at the same time, an earlier live stream is not a bad thing. This way, I can actually maybe reach certain members of you, certain subscribers, certain people on the channel who usually think it's too late when I do live streams. Because of the time difference, it's just very tricky to kind of like get everything aligned. So I thought, you know what, let's do it this way. There you go. Sarah is one of the people that usually struggles to jump on my streams when I do it late. So yeah, she goes, "Oh wow, early stream, yippee!" Except I'm still at work. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Sarah. Great to see you pop on though, because in the last couple of streams you didn't. I think it's because I was leaving them too late, maybe. So I'm glad to see you pop on. We did I don't know if you were aware of this, Sarah. We did a Chicken Run watch party recently. You actually suggested that the Chicken Run watch party, so we actually did that, and it was a lot of fun. This coming week, so a week from now, we're going to be getting closer to Christmas time. So I'm thinking of doing the Polar Express watch party, which was actually something you also suggested. And anyone else who's got any other Christmas recommendations, be sure to let me know so we can watch some Christmas movies as part of our live watch parties during Christmas. So be sure to jump on for that. We also did Coraline, Sarah, as well, which I think you said you were interested in. Yeah, Billy says that movie is a little uncanny. Yeah, it was, but I've not seen Polar Express since I was a kid. So I said with Chicken Run, get your chicken ready and your KFC bucket and your Popeyes bucket. But for the Polar Express watch party, be sure to get your hot chocolate ready. We were speaking about that last time when we did I think it was the Monster House watch party, and we were talking about it. And yeah, we talked about the Sarah brought up the hot chocolate in the movie, which I couldn't even really remember properly. I still can't remember it now. So I thought, all right, I'll instead of getting snacks or whatever, like like your candy ready, like for Halloween, or your chicken ready for Chicken Run, I thought hot chocolate for the Polar Express is actually a pretty good thing to get for that. So that's what I'll be doing. Yeah, I know, Sarah. So. Oh, hi. Funny Channel says it's up. It's been a while, Eric. Yeah, it has been. I'm glad to see you back, buddy. Let's see. Fireboy's still here. We've also got Oh, I don't like... That's Crazy Cat Lady, isn't it? Yeah, I don't like what YouTube has done. It's changed your names to your handles or something. It's not got the same names as before. Let's see. We got Sarah. Let's see. Where is... Yeah, it has changed your names, which is unfortunate. Also, for those of you that don't know, I've opened up a second channel, which I've not populated yet, but because we're on the live stream, I might as well bring it up. For some reason, I'm on my own channel right now, but it doesn't let me message as Eric Carter on my chat. It just lets me use my second channel, which is bizarre. So if I write down test, I wrote a link down earlier. It didn't show up. Do you see that? That's my second channel. I've not populated it yet. I've not even done a profile picture for it yet. But that's going to be the second channel where I put additional videos on, including deleted scenes, where I take sections of my Versus videos, some of the segments, and I re-upload them, but with fresh clips, not trailer footage anymore. So that's something I'm thinking of doing, and that's what the channel is. I've let everyone know in my private Discord already. I've told everyone this is the channel, and I've got some people subscribed to it. But I'll let you guys know now. So if you want, be sure to head on over and subscribe to that. And that way you guys will you know, see all the new stuff I put up there. I'm also thinking of doing perhaps some commentaries on the Versus videos. So I'll watch the Versus video back, and then I'll tell you some stories of what it was like editing it, how I came to formulating my opinions, and I'll also drop some extra bits of information, not just about the making of the Versus video, but also some extra bits of information that I want to talk about, you know, about the movies in the Versus video. So that way I can tell you guys like what my thoughts were originally, and if it changed while I was writing the Versus video and stuff. So I'm going to be doing some commentaries as well. So that'll be a bonus channel for extra content. So be sure to head on over there and subscribe so you get updated for that. And even if that doesn't sound interesting to you, subscribe anyway, because I'm coming up with a bunch of other ideas for videos that will be on there, and some might catch your fancy. So... Oh, thanks, the Dark Lord. He just subscribed to the new channel. Billy says, ooh, that would be great, of behind the scenes and commentary. Yeah, because when I put the Carrie Versus video on, I showed, like I said, my sister's been here for a couple of weeks. I put it on, I showed her the video, and she really enjoyed it. She said it was a 45-minute long video, but it didn't feel that long. And she liked the jokes I did, she liked the descriptions that I gave, she liked the comparisons I gave, and she also liked how that one scene in Carrie, how they super speed through it for some reason. She liked how I undid the speeding effect that the movie did, and then you hear what they actually said in the scene. So she really enjoyed that, and when I was telling them stories about editing it, I paused the Versus video here and there to tell them stories and tell them what I cut and everything. And she said that I should do a commentary on the second channel, because she goes, it was actually very interesting. I thought I was probably just doing too much interruptions, but no, apparently it was interesting stuff. So I thought, all right, I'll give that a go. So yeah, you'll definitely want to head on over to the second channel. That would be very much appreciated. But it is disappointing that for some reason I can't comment as myself. I'm logged in as myself, and for some reason it's only commenting as my Eric Carter Plus, which is so bizarre. Costi, I'm doing good. Who is this? That's the problem. I don't like what YouTube have done here. I don't know who some of you are looking at these other names of yours, even though I know I've seen your profile pictures before. Goat, I know that's you saying make the toothless image my profile picture. Who knows? Maybe I will temporarily. We'll see. Yeah, Logan Miracle. Shall we talk about that a little bit? Before we do, who asked about what my YouTube channel was? My second YouTube channel. Oh, who asked? Make the Ice Age baby your profile picture. The Ice Age baby. Oh, oh yeah, that Ice Age baby. That's funny. I don't know. I still haven't decided what my second channel would be. Maybe it will just be my logo and I put a plus at the bottom. I don't know. Well, we'll have to see. Anyway, who asked? Was it Fireboy? Yeah. Fireboy, it's Eric Carter Plus. That's my channel. Here, I'll just write down. I'll just write it down. There you go. Eric Carter Plus. That's my next channel. My second channel. So be sure to subscribe to that for the extra content I put up there soon, and you'll see. Make Eric Cartman your new channel's profile picture, says the Dark Lord. What I'm actually looking for is, do you see that profile picture of mine right there that I have right now? That, but I'd like the color scheme to be changed to red, maybe, instead of purple. And that will be my second channel. Excuse me. Just have it be a plus, said Sarah. Yeah, I was thinking right below it, there's a little blank space, and putting a plus right there. That did cross my mind. I mean, if any of you guys have any ideas, I'm not against you guys submitting ideas. So if you've got little editing ideas or little Photoshop jobs you've got, go ahead and do them. And if I think they're great, I'll actually put it in. I'll give you the credit for it once I do. I'm sorry I'm late. What did I miss? Nothing. You haven't missed anything. I'm just chatting with you guys, letting you guys know some stuff. I've opened up a second channel, which I've let everyone know on my private Discord server, but I haven't told you guys on YouTube yet. And I've just let everyone know right now. I Hate Anime says, I'm getting food. Be right back. No problem, bud. We haven't started yet. But yeah, so the the situation regarding Deadpool. Hang on a second. Official Funny Channel says, Eric, you should make a podcast for your second channel. Khan, that is not a bad idea. I'll actually do that. He says I should write my second channel in the description. Give me a second. Yeah, the podcast idea actually is not a bad one, but I was thinking of doing something like that on my main channel, but in a different way. In fact, I just recorded on this earlier a little, you could call it a podcast thing, but a little bit of a commentary regarding what James Cameron said about streaming movies and how they should not be allowed at the Oscars. And I just did a little talk on my my H1 Essential recorder right there. And I just sent that over. Hold on a second. Where are we? There we go. Yeah, so I basically just switched that over. Here we go. Oh, thank you, Rohan, for subscribing to my second channel. I'm going to put it in the description right now. But yeah, I'm talking about James Cameron, what he said regarding how Netflix and these other movies he thinks should not be allowed to be submitted to the Oscars. And I made a recording talking about why I think that's wrong and how I think the Oscars are just kind of full of crap to begin with. Here, I'll... Come on, enter, there you go. Second channel. There you go. All you got to do is refresh, I think, or look at the description, and you should see a link to my second channel. So then you can subscribe for that. Charleston, I'm interested to hear what you have to say about James Cameron right there. I just caught a little bit of your message. Let's see, what did you say? I've lost respect for James Cameron when he became head of an AI company, saying it's the future of movie making. Ironic, coming from the director of Terminator. Yeah, that is ironic, isn't it? Interestingly, he actually used AI to help, like, upscale his movies to 4K, his older movies, that is. Which is bizarre, because you don't need to use AI to do that. All you gotta do is just get the original 35mm film that a lot of them shot their movies on back in the day, and just go through the proper channels to get that remastered. You know, you don't need to use AI. I don't know what his problem is. But yeah, he gets real touchy when people do not like what he does. Like, he goes like crazy bully territory, he does, I would almost say. It's kind of crazy. Oh, hi, Anime. We were just talking about James Cameron a little and how, you know, he gets very picky and he turns into almost like a bully when it comes to, excuse me, when it comes to people not liking exactly what he's done. You know, with how he remasters his movies and all that stuff. Oh, hi, Time Shadow. That's hang on a second. £1 donation using Streamlabs. Thank you very much for that, bud. I really appreciate that. Time Shadow says, Hey Eric, early stream tonight, huh? Yeah, it is. Me and my sister are going to watch Stranger Things season 5 tonight, so that's why I thought I'll do it earlier so we can get to watching that later. Well, you know that it is my obligation to ask you, and I've no doubt you're expecting this. You understand? Have you started Stranger Things yet? Also, have you recorded that video I commissioned yet? Well, I got a couple of answers for you. One, I have not seen Stranger Things Season 5 yet, but we're going to be watching it right after this live stream. About 30 minutes after the stream, I'm going to go down and me and my sister will be watching it, who's come to visit for a couple of weeks. And what I'm also doing is, in terms of the commission, I just finished doing Is G Gamer here? Let me see, is G Gamer here? Well, if he is, he'll comment. But yeah, I recorded every single one of the Zootopia Plus episodes because G Gamer commissioned me to record my reaction to the entire season of Zootopia Plus. I think it was 6 or 8 episodes, something like that. I reacted to all of them. I just finished filming those, I think, the day before yesterday. So I've got to start editing those. And yours is going to be next then. Yours will be the next reaction that I record. So yeah, yours is next on my list, basically. So yeah, that's all cool. Logan says, every award show is full of crap in my opinion. Only award shows I care about is a handful of YouTubers' top 10 best and worst list, honestly. That's exactly what I actually said. I said if I was a filmmaker, I would not care. It would not mean anything to me if my movie ended up on the list of on the Oscars shortlist. What what would matter to me is if my movie ended up being on some YouTuber's top 10 list. That would mean far more to me. So yeah, make Spider-Man my picture. You guys heard what I said. It basically has to be my logo that I have right now, but just maybe change color to red or something. That's what I would actually prefer. Joshman says, what is up, Eric? And how was Zootopia 2? And do you think it's one of the better animated movies? And do you think it's a step in the right direction? Yes, I actually... what is going on? I actually think Zootopia 2 is a step in the right direction. It's not a great movie, but it was an enjoyable film for sure. So I had a really good time with Zootopia 2. I'm actually working on the Versus video right now. I'm currently in the process of writing it. I don't think this Versus video will be as long, but then again, I always say that. I mean, I thought the Carrie Versus video was going to be 25 to 30 minutes. It ended up being 45 minutes. So I don't know. We'll see. I think it will be... I always have this habit of, saying it's probably not going to be as long, then it ends up being long. But I think it will be one of my shorter Versus videos because I think I've got more of a clear sort of like description of the categories and the things I want to talk about. So yeah, just you wait and see. I hope you guys enjoy Zootopia 1 versus Zootopia 2 when it comes out. But right now I'm in the process of writing it. The G Gamer said, I had a blast with Zootopia 2 and I think this movie might win a category in terms of the villain. Interesting. Yeah, I've got the story segment, characters segment, villain segment, and then I think the conclusion. I was thinking of action, but then I was like, the Zootopia movies are not really about action. The first movie had a couple of action scenes, I think 2 or 3, but they were very short. The second movie had more action scenes, but because the first one didn't, there's no real point in comparing that. I think that's more of something I can mention in the conclusion, as to what I thought. But yeah, there's I'm glad to say it's a worthwhile movie. It's a bit slow in the second act. That's probably the only thing I'll say right now. Is I think the second act of Zootopia 2 was a bit slower than I would have liked. But aside from that, I think it was really, really good. I actually had a really good time with it. That's Crazy Cat Lady, I'm assuming, who says, I watched Snow White 2025. I was falling asleep around the end of it. Yeah, I can't blame you for falling asleep there because like I said, a lot of the movie just takes place in the woods. It's like they only had 3 locations in this film and they just spent a lot of time in the woods and that woods sequence would just kept going on and on and on. And I said this in my video. I said the reason that it kept going on is because they know once they've gotten past the woods, the movie is about to reach its climax and its ending. So that's why they did that. Eric, where is it? Funny Channel says, Eric, I'll not be typing since the finale is happening in December 4. The finale for what? Anime says the snake was only for marketing. He barely did anything in the movie. Yeah, he. Oh, hang on. Oh, the finals is I think you're saying is happening in December 4. You mean school? Oh, right. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, the snake in Zootopia 2, yeah, he did kind of just come and yeah, come to think of it, yeah, he did have very little impact. The story revolves around him though, which is interesting. So you don't see him much. He doesn't do too much, but the whole story revolves around him. I think he did do a couple things towards the climax though, so there was use for him for sure. I think. Sarah says, the 9-day, yes, this is an early stream, yeah, because when the stream is over, me and my sister are going to be watching Stranger Things season 5. I think we're going to watch maybe 2 episodes, perhaps. We'll see. But yeah, we're going to be watching that, so that's why it's the stream is earlier. Sarah says, yeah, I haven't watched Zootopia 2. It was pretty okay. It was a pretty okay movie, and I don't know. I did not watch the first one, and say I wish they had a second. Oh, you never watched the first one and wished that they made a second. Yeah, that wasn't really me either, personally. And do you think it's going to get them back on the map? I don't think it'll get them back on the map, but I think it should do a good job at the box office. But the big question is, who's going to bite the bullet here? Because Zootopia is coming out around the same time as Wicked 2, both of which have their fan bases. And I wonder if both movies are going to undercut the other. So what I'm wondering is, will Zootopia 2 make $1 billion and undercut Wicked for Good? Or will Wicked for Good undercut Zootopia 2 and prevent it from making $1 billion? That's the big question right now. Not to mention that we're going to get Friendly Fire from Disney themselves next month, which is not long now. We're going to get Avatar Fire and Ash releasing. So it feels like we are coming to another time in the year where the movie season is kind of packed. So I wonder, I am very, very curious if this will end up making them money, or if this is going to end up losing them money on these movies in the long run. So we'll see. That's a very interesting thing, I think. Kevin says, who did a $5 super chat. Thank you very much, bud. At the time, is Pacific Rim the film that Transformers promised to be and wasn't? For Toy Story 5, they're great films, but Pixar has to make Bug's Life 2. Honestly, I don't think Bug's Life 2 is a movie I want. I think the first one was fine, especially the way it ended. And plus, it's nostalgic. It's a nostalgic classic movie, and I don't think they can recapture anything of Bug's Life if they redid it again. Plus, they're not going to get certain characters back. Hopper is dead, so what are they going to do now? I think that is a classic example of a movie that should just have ended. The same with Chicken Run. I wish that one would have ended after the first one, too. Okay, so in answer to your question about the Pacific Rim, the movie that Transformers promised to be, not really. Pacific Rim was more the movie that I feel like the Godzilla movie promised to be, where it was going to be like kaiju action and all that stuff, and it wasn't. Pacific Rim to me was kind of the closest we got. It scratched that itch that I did not get from the 2014 Godzilla movie. So that's what I think. And in terms of so that's what I think. Iron Warrior, what? Iron Warrior has done a $2 donation, super chat, and he said, Zootopia 2 already made $550 million. That can't be right. Hold on, let me take a look. That cannot be right. Jeez, that would be amazing if it was. Let's see. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why is the numbers giving me a South Korea box office numbers? That's bizarre. Screw the numbers, they're useless. Let's go to Box Office Mojo. The numbers are usually more accurate, but for some reason their website is not. Zootopia 2, it says $233 million worldwide on Box Office Mojo. Okay, then, that's what it says here. $400 million overseas for a record-smashing global star of $556 million, the biggest worldwide star of all time for an animated film, and the fourth best of any Hollywood movie among numerous other records. Wow, that is an insane box office number. So wow, well done to them. I hope Disney are paying their animators what they're worth, because they would not be seeing any of this money. All right. Oh, take care, Sarah. Thanks for joining. Hopefully, I'll see you on the watch party next week on Sunday for Polar Express. Okay. So yeah, that is wow. That is very impressive. They should be very proud of that box office number. Like I said, if it wasn't for their animators, they wouldn't be getting none of that. So hopefully, they're paying them well. Okay. Yeah. Blimey, man, that's insane. Okay. Anime says, am I missing out because I haven't seen Stranger Things? No, not really, because if you watch stuff, one thing Stranger Things has done, it kind of reawoke the whole 80s vibe and the whole Stephen King thing. So if you've watched something like It or It, Welcome to Derry, you're kind of getting that whole vibe. The story, of course, is different and all that, but if you've watched Welcome to Derry and It, you've kind of gotten that vibe that Stranger Things is going for. And I think Stranger Things was good with the first 3 seasons, but then season 4 really dropped off, to the point that I'm actually concerned about season 5. And from what I've heard, people do seem to say that it has some of the same problems as season 4. So, yeah. Oh, hi, Jake. Great to see you again, bud. I love how I can just mute the microphone like this. And then you don't hear anything. So, yeah. Anime says I might check it out at one point. Yeah, I did skim through the entire show recently. Season 4 I watched from beginning to end because my sister hadn't seen it and I had not seen it after the first time. But seasons 1, 2, and 3, I've seen them multiple times, when they came out in particular. But yeah, I haven't seen them in a long time, so that's why I kind of like refresh myself with all of them. Oh, Big Bash, how you doing, bud? I'm doing good. He says, how you doing? I'm doing good. Robin is here as well. Spider Will. Oh, it's great to see all of you. Love that. Okay, so Time Shadow says, oh, Eric, you rewatched season 4. Did it get any better for you on the rewatch? It did get better for me on the rewatch. I wasn't as mad at some of the characters, but I still think it's a mediocre season. Like, I'm still not impressed. There's just too much going on. There's way too many subplots going on that you don't care about. So many romances that you don't care about. Like, the stuff with Will and Mike came out of nowhere and was just cringy. Even my sister who was watching it, even she found it so cringe. And the whole Robin and her love interest was just cringeworthy and pointless because she didn't even see a love interest throughout the whole entire season, except for like twice, 2 or 3 times. And they were very tiny scenes, so there's no point. And when you see them both talking, they seem like sisters. They don't come across as love interests because they're just too similar. Even my sister said they seem more like sisters, which makes the romance just weird with them, uncomfortable. And it was very uncomfortable and weird with Will going after Mike for some reason, which is dumb. And it felt like he was trying to sabotage Mike's relationship with Elle, which made him seem like a little bitch. I really did not like Will in that season. Oh, the episodes in Series 5 so far are a lot shorter. That's good to know, because I thought a couple of them worked well with the longer runtime in Stranger Things Season 4, but there were others where I was like, this is just padding itself out. Like in Susie's house, when they're trying to cause a distraction from her father who confiscated her PC from her. I was like, why was that even written? That's just a bunch of padding. And I hated Argyle, the high guy. He's not funny. And when he shows up at the end in, near their house, and everything, and he's with them, I was like, what is this? A Big Bash my week has been good. Anime says, I'm pissed how Dwayne Johnson managed to sneak into Zootopia 2. Did he? Or are you making a joke and I'm not, it's just not connecting. Connecting with me. Funny thing, I still remember when Stranger Things was new, everyone loved it. It's more divisive now. Yeah. The only long episode in season 5 so far is episode 4, but that's a massive episode, so I'd say it warrants it. The rest of them are normal length. Okay, that's good. Fireboy says, Will is crying because he has his bad haircut. Yeah, he has a bad haircut. Even Millie Bobby Brown thought it was a bad haircut, and she got caught in the lie detector test that they do on these YouTube videos. I remember that going around on Instagram or TikTok a long time ago. So, yeah. Big Bash says, Eric, what time did I start streaming? It was about 6:30 is when I started streaming, around that time. All right, with that said, is everyone ready for the stories that we'll be talking about? Because we're going to be talking about those right about now. Okay, let me get my notes so I can stay on point. Okay, so the first story. And the first story is Sadie Sink has actually been it's said that she's going to be in Avengers Secret Wars. Now, Sadie Sink is supposed to play a character in the new Spider-Man movie, Brand New Day. And we don't know what character she's playing. We're all speculating. The speculation right now is that she could either be Jean Grey, she could be Spider-Gwen, she could be May Parker. Like, that's all the speculation that's going on right now. Some people even speculated that she might be a Punisher character. So there's a bunch of speculation. We don't truly know yet, which is kind of cool that they were able to keep it secret so far. So that's the big question. Who is she going to play? But now, even though we haven't got a full answer, we do know that she's playing a very pivotal part because apparently she's going to be in Secret Wars. So, yeah, that's kind of interesting because there have been rumors that Tom Holland might not even be in Doomsday, but he'll probably be in Secret Wars. We don't know for sure what part he's going to play in both movies or if he's just going to be in Secret Wars. But now that we know she's going to be in Secret Wars as well, means that whatever character she plays is most likely a good character, of course. And she's also going to be helping him, and I'm sure she'll be coming back into the movie with him. I just find that kind of strange. You'd think Avengers Secret Wars will be a place where they're going to try to take the characters they already have, but bringing in another character with Sadie Sink, who's just gotten into the MCU, is kind of interesting and a bit bizarre. So we'll see what character she plays. But one thing we know for sure is that it's got to be a pivotal character if they're bringing her into Secret Wars, which is already going to be a jam-packed movie. So, yeah, it's kind of interesting how she ended up in an Avengers movie so quickly. It's like being in a Spider-Man film will apparently do that for you. So, yeah, a lot of us, and it's funny because she's essentially doing this. It's almost like she's preparing for her career after Stranger Things is over. So, whereas everyone else doesn't seem to really be in anything, she and Joseph Quinn, because remember, Eddie was in season 4, the two side characters that came in later for Stranger Things in the later seasons are the two that end up getting the most roles when it's over. The main Stranger Things kids, Hollywood tried with them, but ultimately they just have kind of left them now. And they know they're not going to really be in any more acting gigs because it's like Hollywood is like, yeah, we tried, but they're not really selling much tickets, so we're kind of done. So, yeah, it's kind of interesting that both her and Joseph Quinn are the ones that ended up surviving the post-Stranger Things game. So, yeah, good on her. We'll see how she does. Like I said, if she plays another moody teen, I've had enough of that. I don't want to see her play another one of those characters. She just plays the moody teen so much, and I'm so done with it. So she better play, a character that's not so bitchy. Did you see her in The Whale? Her character was just horrible in that. And they kept saying she's such a smart kid. It's like, no, she isn't. She's just a little bitch is what she is. Big Bash is like, the stories commence. You know what? Why not? Why don't I do that? But then again, in my binge watch videos, I never say, let the binge watch commence. Doesn't sound too bad saying it out loud. I usually say, let's get this binge watch started. Yeah, we'll see what I do with that. Spider Will says, imagine if she's playing Madam Web. I don't think they're going to want to do that. Jake says, well, she could play a character who's moody, but not a teen. Well, I just don't want her to play a moody character in general, because when she's moody, I've seen her in too many movies and projects where she plays the moody character, and she's just off-putting. She really is. So, and I feel like that's almost like a cop out for her. She's not really acting, I feel, when she's being moody. She's just it just seems like she's just like just pretend to be moody, and that's what she's being. So I hope they give her something else, a different personality trait rather than moody all the time. I've seen that so many times, and I don't want to see her ever do her eye roll again. She's done that a lot in Stranger Things and every movie that she's been in that I've seen her in. She keeps doing that eye roll. Big Bash says if her hair is getting dyed, then she's playing Gwen Stacy. Every redhead has played Gwen Stacy. Yeah, we'll have to see if she plays Gwen Stacy. But yeah, I think Gwen Stacy would be better than if she was going to play May Parker. That just sounds like it's complicating things. And I don't want her to play Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst's daughter. I feel like if someone's going to cast a kid for them, it should be Sam Raimi. It shouldn't be anyone else. That just feels disingenuous, that does, if it doesn't come from him. So that's what I think. Fireboy says, I just heard that Sadie Sink is going to play a shapeshifter in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Maybe she will be an important role in Secret Wars. A shapeshifter? Oh, don't we have Mystique as a shapeshifter in the X-Men, and they're bringing her in Secret Wars, aren't they? Or Doomsday. So I don't know why they would want to bring in another shapeshifter, but who knows? That'll be interesting. We'll see it. I guess we'll have to see. Oh, it says Logan and Zydan have subscribed to my second channel. Thanks, guys, for doing that, for subscribing to my second channel. I just got the notification. Back in the old days of YouTube, you'd get a notification when you would get subscribers, but now with my current channel, you never get those notifications anymore, but I am with my new channel. Bizarre. So yeah, thanks for that, guys. I appreciate that. Big Bash says, I really thought we'd have the MCU version of the X-Men at this point. I think they're too scared to cast the X-Men right now, so I think they're trying to develop it behind the scenes. When Secret Wars and Doomsday is over, I think then they can say, okay, these are our new X-Men. But there's rumors that they're even trying to like already keep the existing Fox X-Men. So what, they're trying to keep the existing Fox X-Men and introduce an MCU X-Men? I think they're just scared. I think they just don't know what they want to do here, because I think they've probably lost that confidence that they can actually make these good projects again. Although I did hear they're not going to cast a black person as Magneto or as Charles Xavier. I think they're going to keep them white people is what they're going to do. So they're not going to race bend them, which is good. Now let's just hope that HBO don't gender bend Voldemort, because the rumor is that they're trying to do an open casting call for Voldemort, both male and females, which is just dumb. Yeah, Big Bash, the Fox deal was a big mistake because they clearly couldn't handle it. She could play the Punisher's sidekick, says Spider-Will. I don't know if the Punisher's sidekick would end up in Secret Wars, so I don't think that would make sense, but we'll have to see. Jake says, I think the other Stranger Things cast members have upcoming projects. Only time will tell if they do well or not. Nothing big enough, though. You think something like Stranger Things would propel them to be in something big, but they haven't been in anything big. That Finn Wolfhard, he was in It. The other kid, I can't remember his name, but he was in Shazam. But that's kind of as big as it got for them. They haven't really had any other franchise after that. So we'll see, I suppose, what happens. So yeah, has anyone else got any guesses as to who Sadie Sink plays in the new Spider-Man movie? Because that's the big question right now, is who is she playing that she's going to be of such importance that they need her in Secret Wars? That's kind of the big question right now. Jean Grey, maybe, says Big Bash. Potentially. Is it sad that I'm more excited for a Welcome to Derry than Stranger Things? You know what, Khan? It's not sad. That's kind of how I feel, too. I'm more excited to see what's going on with the kids in Welcome to Derry than I am Eleven and all the other kids. Especially because I just can't stand Will. Season 4 broke his character for me, and I used to defend him with the first 3 seasons. I was like, no, he's been through a lot, but then Season 4, he just turned into a full-on bitch. And it felt like he was trying to sabotage Mike and Eleven's relationship. It was pathetic. He really was pathetic in that. Big Bash says, do you Will crying? You gotta say that again, bud. That doesn't... I don't know what you're asking there. Do you Will crying? Do you hate Will crying? I don't know. What are you trying to ask me there? I don't know. Robin even says maybe she's playing Jean Grey. Do I enjoy Will crying? No, I don't. It's so annoying. Especially because he cries over nothing as well. There are times where he's getting all teary-eyed and watery-eyed over something where I'm like, come on, bud, that's... Of all the things you of all people have been through, why are you crying over this? What's the best thing about Welcome to Derry, in your opinion, said Movie King. The best thing so far in Welcome to Derry is the kid characters. I like the kids that they have, that I'm actually interested in following them. And I also like Leroy and his wife Charlotte. Was that her name, Charlotte? I like him. I like... yeah, I think I like that family. They're a very good family, and I like the kids as well. The characters are very good. They're really engrossing. I was very disappointed, though, with the house. With the house that they went... yeah, I think they could have done a better job with going to Pennywise's house, the military, and, you know, Pennywise could have done a better job with the kills there. I think they could have done better. Big Bash says, do I think Welcome to Derry is a good prequel? Yes, it is a good prequel. I've liked how they've done it so far. And each season's going to go even further back in time, so that's interesting. I feel like Stranger Things wasn't meant to last as long as it did, but money, yeah, they clearly wanted money. But who knows, maybe it was always supposed to last this long. I think I heard the Duffer Brothers a long time ago say they have, like, season 4 and 5 planned. I think this is when they were doing season 3 as well. So yeah, Logman says, hey Eric, sorry I'm late. No problems, buddy, you're here now, and that's all that matters. But we were just talking about Sadie Sink, and the fact that she's going to be in Avengers Secret Wars, and we were thinking, so who is she going to play? That's the question that was on our minds. Big Bash says, I gave up on Stranger Things after episode 4 of season 1. Yeah, season 4 was not particularly good. I think it was just okay at best. Also, the kids have kind of gotten too old now. So that cute factor they had when they were kids that would make their characters more endearing, they've lost that now long ago. They lost that with season 4 in particular. So, yeah. All right, then. With that said, let's move on to the next story. And this next one, this one was sad. The last Ronin movie, the R-rated Turtles live-action film they were going to make, has been cancelled. Now, they're using all these nice terminology, these nice words like The Last Ronin on hold at Paramount Studios as they're developing new live-action version. But from what this sounds like, it sounds like they've shelved it, and they're saying we're not outright cancelling it, but they have cancelled it, is what it sounds like to me. This was such a big shame, and this actually made me quite sad as far as a fan goes, because this was just such a great idea. That's what bothers me, is that this was such a good idea to take something that has been made, you know, primarily for kids throughout the generations, but now the kids that used to watch this are adults, and the kids that watched the second iteration of the show in the 2000 show were adults as well. So now, and even the kids that watched the third generation of the show are also adults. So now would have been the perfect time. You've got 3 generations of fans that have all gotten older, and they all would have been interested in watching an R-rated Turtles movie in live action. This is something that they really would have been interested in. But Hollywood, as they always do, they got cold feet, and they thought, yeah, let's not do that. Instead, let's go back to what we were already doing. And now what they want to do is make another live-action Turtles movie, but they want it to be more like the Sonic movies. I don't know how they drew one comparison to the other. It's like those are 2 completely different properties. But essentially, that's what they want to do. And because of that, I think we missed out on something that could have actually been a new trend-setting thing. They had to do it right. But I think this could have been something really special, taking a toy property or a kid's property like this and making a more serious R-rated live-action movie out of it. I think there's so much you could do with an R-rated Turtles, especially with this art style and the Last Ronin type, you know, storytelling they have. It would have been so cool to see what they could have done in live action. This is something I was really excited about, but sadly, they thought it's like they just didn't want to take the risk on it. Even though this actually is probably one of the risks that is the most gift wrapped for them, Because, like I said, they got 3 generations of Turtles fans who are all adults now. And they all would have been interested in what a Turtles, like a more dark and mature and gritty and violent R-rated Turtles would be. It'd pique everyone's interest. But sadly, they didn't do it, and I think we've really lost something that could have been special here. It all depends on the filmmakers and everything, but Walter Hamada was the one who's producing it. He's done some horror movies for, like, Warner Brothers at the time. He produced a bunch of those, and for him to produce, and he was also producing some DC films, and for him to produce this, I think would have been something really cool and really special. But unfortunately, it just didn't work out, sadly, so we didn't get it. Hui says, is it bad to say that I don't really care that the last Ronin movie was cancelled? That's perfectly fine, but I'm sure even maybe your interest would have been piqued if you saw a trailer and you saw some of the visual aesthetics they would have gone for, the cinematography they could have gone for, some of the more violent stuff they could have gone for, where the Turtles fight the Foot Clan, but they end up being like cutting them up and they end up stabbing them and stuff with bloody results. I think that would have been really fascinating. I think that would have caught, even by then, it would have caught your interest, or even slightly caught it. He goes, nah, well, all right then they just, you're not the target audience then. But, I feel like a lot of people, this is something that they would have been interested in. And I think if they control their budget, they could have done something cool and special with this, I think. But sadly, they just didn't. Rohan says, and that's the reason why we can't trust Paramount to buy Warner Brothers. They'll just make DC so safe and only for children, and they'll need to take a risk with the movies. Yeah, that's another reason I don't want them in it. And yeah, Big Bash said, imagine an R-rated Shredder. Yeah, that also could have been cool. But yeah, I don't think any of us want Paramount to buy Warner Brothers out. So I hope it doesn't happen. But like I said in one of my previous streams, and I'll upload the video separately for you guys to see, there's a reason Paramount want to buy Warner Brothers. And the reason why is not just business related, it's politically related, for politics, for political gain. That's another reason they want to buy it so badly. I hope Universal to buy Warner Brothers, not Paramount and Netflix. I'd rather take Netflix over Paramount, really. Universal, if they take Warner Brothers, that basically means, just like how when I make reviews of their movies, they copyright claim a lot of the stuff that has even any footage of theirs in there. They'll do the same with Warner Brothers. That'll be one of the things where it'll be hard to cover. A lot of people do not cover any movie from Universal and make reviews of it, and the reason why is because they are so aggressive with copyright claims, and copyright strikes as well, the false copyright strikes. So because of that, a lot of people were like, I can imagine a lot of people would be pissed off if they did the same thing to Warner Brothers, where they can't make videos about Warner Brothers projects, like these DC movies and things, and all the IP that Warner Brothers has. They will not be able to make any commentary on it because Warner Brothers, sadly, will be owned by Universal, and they'll do crazy copyright claims. So that's something that's why I hope they don't get it. I'd rather have Netflix get it, if I'm being honest with you, than Universal. But that's a bit more selfishly for business reasons. Kevin has done another $2 super chat. Thank you very much, bud. He says, what's worse, Mutant Mayhem or Michael Bay movies? It depends which Michael Bay movies. You got to give me a specific example of it. But I would say... you guys know I did not like Mutant Mayhem, so I'll just say Mutant Mayhem. Sorry, guys, because I know a lot of you liked it, but I really did not. 2014 Turtles was actually not bad, I think. The 2016 one, though, that one was bad. Yeah, Big Bash, I agree. He says TMNT 2003 was amazing. It really was. It was great. My favorite episode is the episode where Leo snaps and attacks Splinter and goes to train with the Ancient One to control his anger. I can't remember that episode. I'll need to see it. If you've seen Yu-Gi-Oh!, there's a character called Bakura, and then there's the Yami Bakura, the evil Bakura. And I watched an episode of TMNT 2003 a few months ago where you found out that one of the people that wanted to challenge Leonardo, one of these ninjas, he's actually voiced by the evil Bakura. And he even says, I challenge you to a duel. And it's like, that's what they say in Yu-Gi-Oh! For him to say that to Leonardo in a Turtles movie, you could hear his full-on evil Bakura voice, and that was funny. Oh, he's talking about the Michael Bay version of the TMNT. Oh, Mutant Mayhem or the Michael Bay movies. Oh, right, you didn't say the right there, so that sentence to me seemed a bit broken. What's worse, the Mutant Mayhem or the Michael Bay movies? Mutant Mayhem, because the Michael Bay movies at least had the first one, and I actually liked the first one. Second one, that was rough. Thanks, Movie King, for clarifying that. Jess says, I just can't believe they're keeping the TMNT family friendly, which we've seen so many times. Yeah, they could have made it more mature, I think. Like, an R-rated version would have been an interesting experiment. They should have said, all right, $100 million, that's what we're going to do, and then see how it goes from there, but they didn't even do that. TMNT 2012 gets really dark at times, especially with how that version of Shredder got killed. Decapitation by Leo. Wasn't that that happened also in the 2003 version? The Shredder got decapitated. And that one was really dark, I remember. I didn't know they did that in the 2012 version too. Wow, nice. Big Bash says, oh, hi, Billy. Glad to see you're back. Big Bash says there was an episode of the TMNT 2003 where it was The Last Ronin before The Last Ronin existed. Oh, cool. Is that when Leo had that big sword that he used to cut the to slash the Shredder? Was it that big electrical sword? Was it that episode? Jess says, can't Paramount at least take risks and give adult audiences what they want? Dang it, Paramount. Well, I guess they can sometimes, but in this case, no. Joshman says, I absolutely would agree that we are never going to be getting an R-rated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. And a lot of kids who used to love the Turtles are now adults. Yeah, exactly. So they would have all gone to see it. But shame what they did with that. I was looking forward to that all this time. Movie King says TMNT 2012 takes the best parts of the 1987 and 2003 Turtles and makes it the best of both worlds. Interesting. I guess they do, kind of, the more I think about it, from the season, nearly 2 seasons that I saw. It was the episode where Donnie was sent to a future where everything went wrong. Ooh, that vaguely sounds familiar. I need to see that episode again. I need to continue the show. I stopped at a point. Right now, I've been watching Total Drama Island. I've been going through that on my lunch breaks and things. But I think the Mutant Mayhem came out recently, might have made making an R-rating Ninja Turtles more risky. Maybe. Billy says, you've heard this movie has apparently just been suspended the production, and are still determining who and how it will be produced and written. It sounds to me like they've shelved it. Anything else they're saying, it sounds like to me like I don't believe it. It sounds like they're just saying that right now, and then eventually it'll very quietly go away. Kind of like how we heard that Rian Johnson was going to get a Star Wars trilogy, and then that quietly just faded away. They said, well, no, we're working on it. But look at it, nothing has happened. I feel like that's what's going to happen here. Big Bash, I haven't read The Last Ronin, but I looked into some parts of it, and I was like, that was actually interesting. I want to read it, so I haven't looked into too much. But no, I've not read it. I want to, though, for sure. Hello, darkness, my old friend, says Billy. Indeed. So yeah, the fact that they cancel this, very disappointing, very sad. All right, next story. We've got some delays to be talking about, and a big delay that we have right now is the Lanterns show, but not just the Lanterns show, but we'll talk about that in a second. So the Lanterns show was originally supposed to come out in early 2026, but now it's going to be moved to the late summer. So instead of the early parts of the year, we're going to get it most likely in the second part of the year. So that means about halfway through 2026 is when we'll get Lanterns, which is sad. It'll be closer to the time of when the Supergirl movie releases, or closer to the time of when Clayface releases, rather. So yeah, it's been delayed, which is unfortunate. I think it's due to a strategy in terms of like when they want to pace the release of their projects for the year. I think that's what it really is down to. DC want to pace the release of their stuff, and then so yeah, that's been delayed. That's not great. And then we got some news which I don't really care about, but I thought I should bring up. Daredevil Season 2 also may face a delay, which you could see right here with this article. Daredevil Born Again Season 2 may face a delay after Disney changes the release date on the press site. So that sounds like we're not going to be getting Season 2 in March, which is where it was originally said that we were going to get it. They haven't given a new release date, but apparently they haven't confirmed if this is true, but I think most likely it is true that they're going to delay it. Yeah, so Daredevil is also something that we're not going to be getting the second season of straight away, because it's right around the corner, technically. Time can fly by. 3 months can go by just like that. Well, 4 months, technically. So yeah, this will be delayed, but honestly, I really don't care. I couldn't care less if this gets delayed or even cancelled, really. I don't trust Disney with Daredevil, and Daredevil could have been in Spider-Man Brand New Day, but because his show didn't do well, they didn't want to put him in the movie. So that's why they put the Punisher in there, which is stupid. But yeah, so I have a lot to blame that crappy show for, Daredevil Born Again. I did a Versus video on it if you haven't seen it, so you can check that out and see what my problems were with it. But I thought it was very, very bad. Big Bash says, why announce a release date if you're not going to commit to it? That's a question you should ask Rockstar for GTA 6. I think they are the worst offenders. Jess says, Eric, do you still have hopes for Daredevil Season 2, even though you were not impressed with this first season? No, I don't have high hopes for it. They are on ground zero, and they got to completely build their trust with me, because I do not trust them. They could have replaced Hulk with Daredevil. No, they should have replaced the Punisher with Daredevil, is what they should have done, because the Punisher has no place in a PG-13 story like this. But Daredevil, you could make it work. But Punisher, no, you can't. Rockstar's always shown they are right to delay stuff. They just announce to drive up the hype. Yeah, that's something I've also kind of assumed with them, is that they're doing it to bring up hype. I think also it's a stocks thing as well, why they also hype it earlier, because their stocks go up. It's just a weird thing they do there. They deliberately manipulate their gaming audience there. So yeah. Big Bash says Green Lantern is cursed. No, it's not cursed. It's they're just I think they're restructuring like when the release date of their projects will be that year. I think they want to align them a bit closer, maybe. I think that's what they're trying to do. So that's what it's really for. But yeah, I'm actually looking far more forward to Lanterns than I am Daredevil. And because Lanterns is going to be an R-rated show, I wonder if people will compare it to Daredevil Born Again Season 2 whenever that releases. And I hope that the Lanterns actually kicks Daredevil's ass if it's really that bad or that mediocre. That's what I hope. Oh, Big Bash says Red Dead Redemption 2 was delayed 3 times. It's an excellent game, so I trust Rockstar. That's not the point. Rockstar knew when they announced that release date that the game was never going to come out on that date. If they announced that release date and they genuinely thought it was, that's one thing. But with the amount of delays they do, it just goes to show that they know it was never going to meet that release date. So they operate differently on from a business side versus, say, the movie studio, because the movie studio delays movies, but they don't delay it unless there's production trouble or unless they've got another release date, like with Mortal Kombat 2. Apparently it tested so well, they wanted it to release for the summer instead of the fall. So that's why they moved it to the next year, the next Mortal Kombat movie. So release dates are not that complicated. They know how release dates go. The business has been around for so long at this point, for decades. So they know they know for sure when they're gonna be releasing something, or they have a very good feeling. The fact they delayed it this much, multiple times, just shows that they're just jerking people around, is what it shows. So even though it's an excellent game, I'm sure 6 will be an excellent game. That doesn't mean anything about the delay, though. That's got nothing to do with the delay, because they never would have started announcing release dates unless they knew for sure that the game was ready. But the fact they announced the release dates and then saying all these months later that, oh, it's actually not ready, it's like, well, then why did you announce that date? And then why'd you move it, knowing that that's still not enough time, and then you have to delay it again? It's all part of the game they play. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but it's something that they like to do, clearly. Okay. Joshman says, Eric, I definitely do understand. Besides, I really do not care to watch Daredevil Born Again. I'm so fed up with Marvel, and I really just think they're just going to dismantle it. It's not worth it. No, Disneyfy it, you're saying. They're just going to Disneyfy it. It's not worth it. Yeah, they've already Disneyfied it, and especially in terms of the quality control, you could definitely say they've Disneyfied it. Yeah, I thought Born Again was atrocious, really bad. Big Bash, no, I didn't know Rockstar was found by British people. The MCU is on life support now, says Jake. Yeah, they are. They used to be on top. Yeah, they did used to be on top of the whole movie industry. They were kind of like the envy of the industry. I'm dreading what they will do to punish us as Billy. Well, yeah, you better dread what they're going to do to him, because in that PG-13 land, especially Disney PG-13 land, it's not going to be good. Hui says, I don't mind Lanterns being delayed, because to me, that just means more time to work on the special effects. But the thing is, their budget is still their budget. So I think the effects are going to end up looking the way they're going to look. And I don't think giving them extra time is going to make the effects better. I think giving them extra time just means they're going to get the others done simultaneously. Sorry, not simultaneously. They'll get the others done in time before they start airing the episodes. I think that's all it is. But I don't think that's going to make the effects better, because it's a TV show. A movie, maybe, but a TV show, not really. They normally know what their budgets are going to be, and then they try to... they know what their budgets are going to be, and then they just try to work within those. So I don't think that delaying it is going to change their budgets in any way. So yeah, Billy says there it goes, my hope for seeing the Slavers adapted on screen. Yeah. Jess says Rockstar are just being a bunch of trolls because they know what the GTA fans want, and they keep delaying games to have time to make the game look great, but they still should have not delayed it. Yeah, they're doing it just because I've already said. I think I've said enough on GTA 6. I've described why I think they keep delaying it. All right, time to move on to the Q&A. Any questions you have? Oh, hey Edwards. Any questions you have? Be sure to ask them, and I'll answer them. And if there's any super chats or Streamlabs chats you want to do, feel free to do those as well. The Streamlabs chat you could do that's in the description right there. So. It's not in the pinned comment section, sadly. Let's try that again, because it wasn't doing it before. Oh, darn it. That's not what I meant. Actually, I'll put that there, just so you see my second channel. And let's... Oh, Edwards has seen Logan for the first time, and he really enjoyed it. Wow, bud. I'm glad you enjoyed it. That was that was an amazing movie. That's good, Josh. Thanks. I meant for anyone who hasn't subscribed. That's what I put that there for. Okay. Big Bash, I think he asked me this on my Discord, my private Discord server recently. He says, Eric, who's worse, Mr. Poe, Will, or Aquafina? Well, Aquafina is just annoying. Mr. Poe is, well, you all know Mr. Poe, all the damage he's done. I'll say Mr. Poe is very bad. I'll say Will, because these other characters, they're kind of dumb, so you kind of expect them to do something like this. They're not the sharpest tools in the shed. Will is someone that they've portrayed as someone who's smarter, yet he does these things that are just inexcusable to me. So, yeah, I'll say Will is the worst. Oh, that's cool, anime. He goes, I saw Wake Up Dead Man today and thought it was great. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm waiting for it to come out on Netflix. Then me and my brother are going to watch it because it is in the theater right now, but I haven't seen it. Fireboy says, have I seen the Avengers Doomsday AI leak? You mean where they put in the X-Men and some of the cast members? Yeah, that looked very real, that did. Even though I knew it was AI, that looked very real. Big Bash, yes, I did see Zootopia 2. I actually talked about it earlier. Yeah, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. Spider-Will, that's kind of what I was thinking. The last Ronin could have been Paramount's Logan, but yeah, they cancelled it, unfortunately. Remember Johnny Bravo? Yeah. Didn't get to watch too much Johnny Bravo as a kid because they took it off the channel right around the time we got the channel. So that was a shame. I always wanted to watch it as a kid, though. But I remember we used to play an online game on the Cartoon Network website where he was collecting pancakes from falling from the ceiling, and you had to collect them. I remember we used to play that a lot. My sister, in particular, used to love playing that game. Anime says one of the employees thanked us for coming to watch the movie in their theater, even though it was coming on Netflix next week. That made me laugh. That's nice of them to thank you guys. Yeah, they're desperate, aren't they, the theaters? Because they want people to come in and pay for tickets. Big Bash, yeah. I saw that. South Park did an episode on generative AI recently. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that was funny. Will a Fantastic Four's world be destroyed in Doomsday? Maybe. We'll have to wait and see. We've got to wait a year now, and then the next Avengers movie will be out. Yeah, I've heard that Big Bash K-pop Demon Hunters is getting a sequel in 2029. Fireboy says, do you think that Marvel will find a new actor for Doctor Doom after Secret Wars? If they do, who would you cast? I don't know. I think I always said Cillian Murphy, but I don't think they will get another person to play Doctor Doom afterwards. I think it'll be done at that point. But we'll have to see. Oh, did it sound genuine, Anime? Because I've never seen theater owners thank people for coming to watch a movie. When I say desperate, I mean because they're hoping that people come to the theaters. So maybe they thought that would be part of the experience to thank the audience members. That's something they'll remember, because that would be a nice part of the experience if they did something like that. But hey, you were there, so you're the best judge. I'll leave it to you, whatever you think they meant. But just reading it, when you said they thanked people, it just sounded like that to me. Honestly, a European actor would have been better than Robert Downey Jr. Joshman says, Eric, what did you mean that Zootopia 2 is not going to get Disney animation back on the map, even though you stated it's a step in the right direction? Well, that's what a step in the right direction is. It means that they've partly rectified the problem, but not entirely rectified it. If they want to get back on the map, they need to entirely rectify the problem. And the problem has not been entirely rectified yet, because Zootopia 2 was a good movie, but it was not an excellent movie. It was not a great movie. Like, it's like they still need to give us better quality than that. It's no Toy Story 2 as far as sequels go, for example. But it was a good movie, for sure, definitely. Edward says, what did you love about Ben 10? What did I not love about Ben 10? Ben 10 was a fantastic show. Really, it was. So much creativity, so much aliens, so much action. The characters were amazing and memorable, and it really revolved around three: Ben, Gwen, and and their grandpa. And all the scenarios they put them in was great. I loved that show. And I loved the first 2 seasons of Ben 10 Alien Force as well. Yeah, Billy, I saw your post on Discord. You left a long post on the on Discord, and you reviewed the whole movie, went into it. Yeah, I I was not as harsh on it as yourself, but who knows? My versus video is coming up. Maybe I will be once I start laying my thoughts down and start writing them down. But yeah. Fireboys has got to go, Eric. I'm going to have my lunch. Bye, everyone. Take care, bud. Thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. And be sure to subscribe to my second channel if you haven't yet, Fireboy. A link is in the description, so you can pop in and subscribe to that channel. I'd appreciate that a lot. So thanks for watching, bud. I really appreciate that, too. Joshman says, Eric, I'll be going to see Zootopia 2 in a few days, and I guarantee that I am going to be very impressed what Disney did. And not only that, all my worries will officially be washed away. Okay, that's cool. I hope that happens for you, bud. Yeah. Oh, 10 Rex says, I don't see the link. Okay, now I do. Yeah, you probably had to refresh the page to see the link. Big Bash says, Eric, if there was anything Andrew Garfield Spider-Man did better than Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, what would you say it was? Probably the way he handled some of the jokes. Maybe that would be something. But I like the way Tobey Maguire did the jokes too, though, in the movie. So I don't know. I like how it was done, really. It's now a nightmare on Disney. It's now a no, it's now a nightmare on Disney Street. All right. Billy Billy says, what was the general opinion on Sadie Sink, by the way? I missed that part while waiting for my Uber that got lost. The general consensus on Sadie Sink was that she's going to be playing a character that's apparently pivotal or very important in the Spider-Man movie because she's going to be put in Secret Wars. That's no small thing. So we were just guessing who she could play and things, but we still don't know for sure. I said I just hope she's not a moody teen because that's what she just plays all the time, and I'm done with that. No problem, Billy. You're welcome. Joshman says he was asking me another question. What were you asking? Eric, I'll be going to see Zootopia 2 in a few days, and I guarantee that I'm going to be very impressed. Didn't I already read that? Unless you talk about another question. No, I've answered both your questions. Movie King, I did hear that. That is insane. Like, the movie was a kind of... Deadpool Wolverine is just kind of a mid-level movie in terms of, like, budget. It's not small scale, but it's not huge scale like an Avengers film either. It's mid-budget. A mid-budget movie should be about $125 to $150 million, something like that. But for them to end up spending, like, more money than an Avatar movie... That is insane. And if that's how much that film cost, then how much does Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars really cost? Because they lied and said that Deadpool Wolverine was about $200 million. But if that's what that's still a big number. And if they lied about that, and it was really about over 500 million, then how much is Doomsday and Secret Wars? Because I think they said it was 700 million per film. But I bet you it would be a heck of a lot more now, based on these tax returns coming from the UK about Deadpool Wolverine. So, yeah. Edwards, it would be cool if we had a Cartoon Network multiverse, because I don't know if you remember, but there was those do they call them bumpers? Where before the episode comes on, you'd see a little Cartoon Network animation thing happening. In the UK, at least, they had like a little universe where all the characters were in. And I was like, it'd be cool if they could have crossed over more. But we had a Kid Next Door and Billy and Mandy crossover. And in the credits, they had some fun crossovers there too. But yeah, we never really got much in terms of the crossovers, which is unfortunate. I wish we would have gotten more. Big Bash says Doomsday's budget will be $1 billion bare minimum with how stacked the cast is. Yeah, maybe. And it seems to still be getting more, like, stacked. Like they're hiring more and more people in that movie. Because, like I said, Sadie Sink, she was not cast originally. But then they did cast her, and I wonder how much. Or maybe she doesn't cost as much at the beginning for that movie. Because she's just pretty much starting out. Maybe that's a thing. By the way, give this live stream a thumbs up if you haven't. That would actually help it get recommended more. And if you could give as many of my previous videos a thumbs up as well, that would also be very much appreciated, because that does actually help get the videos recommended in YouTube's algorithm. Oh, that's great, Khan. Well, I know you've subbed for sure, but you giving this a like, I appreciate that. Thank you very much, buddy. Huh? Jake says, funny thing, Foster's Home is sort of coming back. What? Oh, wow. Nickelodeon rejected Ed, Edd n Eddy before Cartoon Network accepted it. Well, I'm glad that Nickelodeon rejected it, because I don't think they would have gone as far as they could have with Ed, Edd n Eddy if it was on Nickelodeon. Cartoon Network allowed them to get away with a lot more edgy stuff. Foster's Home is coming back. Let me see. New Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends series reveals first look at Blue's return. Oh, I've seen this. Yeah, it looks like crap. I think it doesn't even have the original creators attached. A younger audience in mind than what the original had. Bloody hell. The original was perfect. It was for young audiences already. Now they want to do something for even younger audiences using the Foster's Home brand. How stupid of them. Oh, man. The studio executives are just so clueless. Yep, that's true. 10 Rexy says Nickelodeon would have just cancelled Ed, Edd n Eddy because of SpongeBob. Yeah, they would have. They just prioritize SpongeBob over everything. Hey, Eric, you ever thought about doing a best and worst films so far when 6 months in? I've thought about it, but no, I've never actually done it, because I don't tend to watch a lot of these movies until, the latter part of the year. So I don't think so, but we'll see what happens. We're coming towards the end of the year anyway, so I'm gonna have to start doing my best and worst movies list soon enough. Like I always do mine in January, like around January is when I do mine. So yeah, you'll be getting mine soon enough at this point. I have to start watching more of them. I still haven't seen Ballerina yet, so I need to see that. Oh, that's nice. He says, love your videos, man. Keep it up. Thanks, bud. I appreciate that a great deal. I've been uploading a lot of videos recently, and I hope you guys noticed those. That's like a lot of reviews of movies, also done a lot of reviews of TV show episodes, and that Carrie versus video took a lot out of me. It's one of my longest versus videos, and it's my favorite versus video that I've ever made, because I put so much hard work into it. So I'm not done with versus videos. I'm just taking a little bit of a break, and I was doing other videos, and now I'm going to get back into doing another versus video. That's 2 3-way versus videos I've done back to back. I did the versus video with Superman, and then I did the 3-way versus video with Carrie. That's an insane amount of, like, that's just 2 back-to-back 3-way versus videos, but if you knew how much work goes into them, both are, one's 50 minutes, the other is 45 minutes. That tells you a lot right there. Oh, really? Kansas Eric, I just realized that we're almost at your 100th versus video. Oh, wow. Oh, Spider-Will, thanks for joining and take care. I appreciate that you joined the stream. Oh, Khan says, Eric, you have about 98 versus videos. We're almost at your 100th. Wow. Big Bash says, my dream is an hour-long versus video. I think the Superman versus video is the closest you'll get to that dream, potentially. Who knows? Maybe that dream could go further. Actually, I think there's some ideas I have where it could actually, but we'll get to those eventually. Yeah, that's no Spirit Hero. It's not the end of the stream yet. We've still got 35 minutes to go on the clock, so don't worry, it's not the end of the stream yet. But yeah, no, I'm not gonna do an hour-long verse video yet. But who knows? In the future, there might come up to one. When SpongeBob ends, everything ends one day. Nickelodeon is going to be in full panic mode. 10 Rexy? Yeah, I think I would. What special ideas do you think there are for a 100th versus video? I don't really know what special there could be. Iron Warrior has done a $5 super chat. Thank you very much for that. And he says, who do you think is the most toxic fan base? I think, say, Star Wars fans because of some toxic positive people and rage bait and always negative crowd. Yeah, I'd say Star Wars is definitely one of them, but I would say the most toxic fan base is the Snyderverse. The Snyder fans who are saying bring back the Snyderverse. At the beginning, it was okay how it was, but I feel like now they've gotten out of hand. They're crazy. Like they really have gotten like insane with some of the things they say and do and how they act, and it's like, yeah, it's gotten crazier. So I'd say that one now. I'd say that is probably the craziest one. Yeah, Big Bash, I know that is, yeah, ugly side of the Star Wars fan base. But in terms of present day fan bases, which I thought is what the question is, I was thinking that one. Yeah, Billy, I agree. I wanted Snyder's universe to continue as well, but it can't really continue. Ezra Miller is a criminal. Gal Gadot, she is also a criminal. I'll put there's other words you can use to describe her, but she's lost all popularity. She really has, and even the people who like her say she can't act. Everyone says she can't act. I said it as well in the Snow White review. That was like the final straw for me. And she was bad in Red Notice. That was the first time I noticed she was really bad. And she was bad in Wonder Woman 2 as well, which, you know, is what a lot of people said. And then we've also got Ben Affleck, who said he's pretty much done. Henry Cavill, you could bring him back, but at this point, I feel like it's been so long. It's like, yeah, you could, but maybe not. And then Cyborg, Ray Fisher, after what he said about the studio, I don't think they're going to want to bring him back. And then also we've got Aquaman, who's now playing Lobo. It's like, it's not going to happen. I don't think they're going to make... yeah, I don't think they can bring these people back to continue the movies. Plus, I don't think Ben Affleck's going to want to tone up again, you know, to get to that muscle-bound guy that he was as Batman before. So I think they're trying to, like, just stay away from that now. You know, I think Gal Gadot wants to, but she's not going to, and I'm glad she's not gonna. What's your favorite Ben 10 series, says Edwards. My favorite Ben 10 series, I love the first 2 seasons of Alien Force because it tells us a continuous story, and I like how the characters have matured, because when that came out, I had matured as well. I was reaching the age of 15 as well, just like Ben. So I like the first 2 seasons of Ben 10, Alien Force a lot. Those, I think, were always my favorite. So yeah, I'd say that those are my favorite. The first 2 seasons of Alien Force. I like Teenage Ben, Teenage Gwen. Yeah, and I like seeing them older, and the story have like the whole hybrid story arc was great. But I still really do love the original Ben 10 series too, but I just like the maturity aspect of Alien Force. Love Grizzly Polar Bear says favorite Scooby-Doo show? I think in the show there was What's New Scooby-Doo, but then there's Scooby-Doo. Was it Scooby-Doo Where Are You? That was a really good one. But What's New Scooby-Doo, that was great as well. Loved that as a kid. That intro, I think, is one of the catchy Scooby-Doo intros ever. What's New Scooby-Doo? Mystery Inc. Big Bash, I hear people talk about Mystery Inc. a lot. I've never seen that, sadly. Oliver, no, I've never seen Succession. I've been curious to, but there's a lot of other shows and movies I gotta get through before I get to that. What's your favorite Adam Sandler film? I've not really seen too many Adam Sandler films. Let me search it up. I can't really think of any off the top of my head. Oh, I'll just say this one. Hotel Transylvania 1. Yeah, I really enjoyed the first Hotel Transylvania. I even liked the second one. The third one was nothing special. Fourth one was good. But yeah, the first Hotel Transylvania is a movie that I liked the most, a lot. What's new, Scooby Doo? They're coming after you. Gotta solve that mystery. Yep, that was a great. That was a really, really great rhythm. A really, really great song, which I absolutely love from that show. Yes, I have, Nathan, heard of the live action Cinderella movie from 2015. I have. Oh, really? Grizzly Polar Bear says, check it out, Mystery Inc. It's like Zombie Island, but in a show form. Wow. That's interesting. I never thought of that. Wow. Oh wow. Movie King let's see. G Game I just mentioned on the Discord a couple hours ago. I'm just reading. He goes, it's because of China. This franchise is super popular over there. Wow, I'm surprised Zootopia 2 is popular in China of all places. I never would have thought. No wonder it made 556 million at the global box office. At this point, yeah, I think it's definitely going to be making $1 billion, Zootopia 2. It says $459 million at the worldwide box office here. I don't know why these numbers are so weird. It says domestically it only made 59 million, internationally it made 400 million. So domestically, if that's the case, it didn't really make as much money as it probably should have. I'm basing this off of the numbers website. Okay. I've seen the teaser trailer for the live-action remake of Moana, and it looks like Disney has just run out of good ideas, says Joshman. I have, and I've uploaded my trailer reaction when the trailer came out. It's on my Patreon and on my YouTube memberships. Yeah, I reacted to the trailer, and you could see my whole trailer reaction there. Yeah, enough said. Nathan says, are you ever going to make a versus video of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and 3? Because you hinted at it in the top 10 best movies of 2024, but it never happened. Yeah, it got to a point where I was writing the script, and then other projects came up, and I remember I was just struggling to write it. Sometimes these versus videos are not as easy to write as you might think. It's like to do the comparison is quite tricky and hard, and simultaneously I got to give my opinions whilst also giving a comparison. And then I got to analyze them, and yeah, I just never got, I never got around to finishing it. But I do want to continue making that, you know, so I'll try to revisit it. Omar, yeah, I did talk about Brie Larson being cast as Rosalina in my trailer reaction as well. I went into like a full-on discussion about it there. Again, my trailer reactions are accessible on Patreon and YouTube memberships, so check it out. I've got plenty of trailer reactions available there, and I've got plenty more on the way whenever new trailers get released. Also, Zootopia 2 had a lot of references to other movies, by the way. I'll let you guys know in the Versus video what those references are, but tons of references. Oh, that's actually not a bad idea, Khan. What you said about my YouTube profile for the second one, to add the EC and then add a plus, you say at the bottom, that could work. Or maybe an EC and the plus right next to it, like what you see right now on my current logo. Instead of the 12 there, it'll be a plus in the same font or text. Yeah. I mean, if anyone could try to create that, send it over and I'll put it in. Because I'm busy editing all this other stuff. I'm not even gotten to making a banner or anything yet for my current logo. But yeah, sure thing. Yeah, something like that. If that sounds pretty cool. Thanks for the idea, bud. 10 Rexy says, what does the 12 mean in your banner name and logo? The 12 was just there because when I made my channel back in the day, I wanted to just put E. Cartman there, but they said you can't just put that there, you need numbers in there, so I put E. Cartman 1, and then that didn't work, and then I was like, all right, let's put 2 there as well, and then it stuck, so that's where the 12 came from, really. Goat, no, I'm not going to do that 6 and 7 thing. When will you be able to upload the first video of the Eric Hotter Plus channel, most likely? I'm going to try to do it within the next 3 weeks. I got to make a thumbnail for the video. The video, I got to put some music in the background of it. It's a section of the Pennywise one from my original It versus video, but I've actually put in different music in the background. I've also made my voice sound a little bit fresher on it, so I've done some audio editing on there. And then also, I'm going to add clips in from the actual movie rather than the trailer footage that I used in the original video. And that's what I'm going to try to do, is re-upload the Versus stuff that I've done before, the individual segments, but put them on the channel that way. That's what I'm going to try to do. Joshman says, Eric, do you think SpongeBob SquarePants needs to get cancelled for good because the show's been going on for too long? That and The Simpsons. Take care, Jake. Thanks for joining the stream. No, I don't think it needs to be cancelled because The Simpsons, I don't even know who's watching The Simpsons, but I know a lot of kids are still watching SpongeBob. I mean, they could technically just do reruns of the original episodes rather than keep making new ones. But I don't think it's that. I don't think it's offensive that they're still making more SpongeBobs. If they want to, let them go ahead and do it, I think. Karate Kid versus the 3... Oh, I still have to watch that Karate Kid movie too. No, I don't think I want to do that as a 3-way versus. Maybe it'll be a different movie. I think I have a couple ideas of versus videos that I'd want to do as part of a 3-way versus for the potential 100th versus video, I think. That's insane to think of, though, that I've made 100 versus videos. 100. That is insane to think. I never thought I'd be making 100 of them when I did them all these years ago. It just goes to show how hard it is to make these things, really. I feel bad for the voice actors of these long-running shows. They're not getting any younger and their vocal cords are getting strained. Don't feel sorry for them. That's the kind of thing where they have a job, basically. They have a job where they're getting constant income. That's something an actor has to worry about. I think if they didn't want to do it anymore, they could have said no, but I'm sure they're happy about it. Joshman, I cannot say when my Zootopia 1 versus 2 will come out. I don't like to rush these things, but at the same time, I don't want this video to take long to make. So we'll see, but I gotta write it first, and I'm too early on in the writing phase to really give you a deadline right now, so I can't say. Crazy that Avatar 3, we have an Avengers trailer, but will it get hype? Since fans are getting tired of the MCU. It will. I think people are going to be more curious about it, I think. So all they're going to have to do is just show some of Robert Downey Jr. and some of the stuff that he's doing, and it'll get people curious. All they need is people curious to come in and watch. Do we know the reason Season 2 is getting delayed? Assume you're talking about Daredevil Born Again Season 2? No, we don't know the reason why it's getting delayed. Probably because they're not ready. They don't think they'll get it done in that time. Or maybe it's because they just want to restructure their release strategy for some of these. I don't know what the actual reason is. Who is my favorite actor of all time, says Big Bash. I don't know. I feel like the actors, they keep changing depending on what movie you're watching. Because every actor is very good, but they also have bad movies. So, I don't know. A good actor is only really as good as their director. I can't say I can pick. I don't know. I don't think I have a favorite actor. I think they're all very good in their own ways. Eric, if you had to say who is your favorite actor, no, actually, I've already just read that. How many franchises are you tired of, or do you need to be an octopus to count? The ones that don't really care, those are the ones I'm tired of, or the ones that stopped trying. Oh wow, Adam does comedy. He says it's like 2 a.m. in Egypt, and I'm still up, man. Normally, I'm staying up at like 2 to 3 a.m. doing these live streams. So props to you for still being up. Right now, it's 8:12 p.m. over here. So it's earlier in the day compared to later in the day for yourselves. But by being 2 a.m., does that mean it's not as hot in Egypt? Oh, it's 3 p.m. for 10 Rexy. No, it's still very hot. Wow, so that means during the day it must be even hotter. Wow. Big Bash says, I miss when stories had complete endings. I hate how nothing can end anymore. Yeah, they keep... If it makes money, then they're going to say, if you ended it, you better not end it. Like, we're apparently getting John Wick 5, where they did end it, but now they're trying to bring it back. Will Disney be able to redeem themselves since they made Zootopia 2 a good sequel or not? It's hard to say. It's still too early to say, so they need to make more movies before we know for sure. When I was in vacation, I watched your streams at like 2 to 4 a.m., said Big Bash. Wow. Adam Does Comedy says, it's meant to be winter, but yeah, Egypt doesn't really have winters. Currently have a fan blasting. Yeah, I know what it's like when it's very hot because in my room is the attic, and we've had like 30 degrees of heat. And in the attic, it's so hot it feels like you're actually slowly cooking inside. Like it's not a good kind of heat. So usually it's the coldest in this room where I'm doing all this. It's the coldest in the winter and it's the hottest in the summer. You know, that's always unfortunate. Oh wow, Adam says, unfortunately where I live, it's like right near desert, so warm, so extra warm. Right near desert, so yeah, wow, that sounds rough. Oh, take care, funny channel. Thanks for joining the stream. I really appreciate it. Khan says, are there any upcoming videos that you're planning on doing? Yes, the Zootopia versus video. There is another versus video that I've told people on Discord, but I'm not telling anyone here yet. It'll be a surprise for them here. And then we're gonna, got a couple of others. Yeah, I've got plenty of videos on the way. Like a couple of other discussion type videos, which I'm trying to get in there as well. So yeah. Big Bash says, Eric, if you could travel anywhere around the world, where would it be? I don't know. I've always been curious about New York City. So probably New York. Oh, wow. You live near the border with Gaza. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's, with what those animals have done in Gaza. You know who I'm talking about. That's so sorry to hear that, bud. I wish the safety for you and your family. If you were able to work at an animation studio, which would you choose and why? I don't think I would want to work with them. It doesn't sound like they treat their workers particularly well. But I'd say probably, no, I was going to say Aardman, who did the stop motion for Wallace and Gromit and stuff, because Aardman are great with stop motion, but you need insane patience. I'd rather work as an editor, to be honest with you, because I'm very good at editing. Yeah, I can imagine Adam does comedy. I don't blame you at all. G-Gamer said, just saw and rewatched the live stream, and wow, you saw a Zootopia Plus series. I think one episode will stand out, but I won't say which one. Yeah, I've seen every episode of it. I've recorded it all. I've just not edited it, so that's all done. I hope that one thing I did though is that I watched Zootopia 1 again afterwards, after I recorded all of it in preparation for Zootopia 2. And when I watched Zootopia 1, I recognized the connection Zootopia Plus was making to the movie, but there were a couple episodes where I forgot the connection. So when I saw Zootopia, I was like, oh, this was a connection to that scene where it reminded me. So yeah, I think it was 2 episodes in particular I forgot it did a connection with. One episode is regarding the chief. The episode ends with the tiger receptionist guy going to the chief, and then you find out that he's a fan of that singer. Yeah, there was that where I forgot that was a reference to the movie. But even having known that, I still thought what I thought. And then the other connection to the movie that I didn't realize was the final episode with all those sloths. I forgot that was a connection to the end of the first Zootopia. So yeah, I'm gonna just letting you know that ahead of time, that I wasn't aware, but I found out after. But my thoughts on those endings still end up being the same, even now, even after I know what it connects to. But yeah. Billy says, I hate the Zootopia Plus because of the whole Night Howler incident in Frou Frou's wedding. It makes no sense with the overall plot in Zootopia. Yeah, it was a bit weird, wasn't it? Yeah. But I don't think I noticed that when I watched it. Which is funny, that bit. I don't think I noticed that part. Eric, have you watched The Long Walk? No, I haven't, sorry. And have you seen Jenny Tartakovsky's R-rated animated dog movie, Fixed? I haven't seen that either, I'm sorry to say. I want to, but I haven't. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that Adam does comedy. Yeah, hopefully when you come over to England, you'll have a better time than what's going on over there. But I'll tell you, even in England, it's not particularly great either. Yusuf, I've not seen Stranger Things Season 5. When I'm done with this live stream, me and my sister are going to go watch an episode or two. So I'll let you know either on the Discord next week, I'll let you know. In a week, we're going to be doing a video call on my private Discord. We're all going to do a watch party of the Polar Express movie because we're coming close to Christmas now. And if you want to ask me, I can answer you there. If not, then I'll answer you in a couple weeks when we do another live stream 2 weeks from now. Oh, thanks for giving me that info, Josh, man. But based on the job that I do, I need to watch the movie for myself to know for sure. So we'll see. Oh no, don't worry, Garrett. It's all right. Don't worry about that at all. Adam says, I know UK, however, is being rough for international students, however. It's rough for everyone. They've found a way to kind of screw everyone over here. The Toy Story 7 and 8 jokes are becoming true. The directors confirmed more movies after 5. Of course they did. Eric, will you do a watch along on the call with the 2000 movie with Jennifer Lopez? No, that's not a movie that I need to particularly see. I'm aware of that movie, but no, I don't need to see it. Just looking at some stuff that people posted on the Discord. How to spot fake AI Marvel leaks. Someone just shared. It was Goat that I think that shared it on the Discord. It's so bizarre. These AI stuff are starting to look better. Favorite Jim Carrey movie? That'll probably be Dumb and Dumber or The Mask. Or The Truman Show. I love The Truman Show too. Eric, how much of your audience is from the UK, and does it compare to your American audience? Most of my audience is actually in America. So, yeah. So I try to cater most towards the American audience. I Anime says he's from the UK. Already know that through our Discord calls. Will you see Five Nights at Freddy's 2 the movie or not, since you didn't like the first one? We'll see. I might watch it. I'm not going to do a versus on it though. I just don't have time for it. Yeah, I don't really care to do a versus video on it either, really. So yeah, I might just do a review. I might. Edward says, which Jumanji film do you prefer? The original one with John Williams. It came out the year I was born, funnily enough. Yeah, that one to me is great. I love it. And I actually did a versus video on it. So check that versus video out if you want to see my comparison with the first movie and the second movie. How long before the stream ends, says Khan? It'll end in 10 minutes. We'll end the stream in 10 minutes. Love Grizzly Polar Bear says, have you watched Return to Zombie Island? It's a horrible sequel to Zombie Island. No, but I wanted to watch it. I only found out recently that there was Return to Zombie Island. I'd never known they had one. I love the first Zombie Island movie, but now hearing you say it's a horrible sequel, oh, that's such a shame, that is. That must have been the reason I never heard of it. Yeah, Grizzly Polar Bear, I said I would potentially do a Lady and the Tramp versus. But like I said, there's already a podcast version, a short podcast version of the Lady and the Tramp versus video on my Patreon that I did back in the early days of my Patreon. So if you want to get a taste of a versus video of Lady and the Tramp, it's on my Patreon, so check that out and you'll find it. Gonna see The Running Man this week, says Adam Does Comedy. Cool, I'm waiting for it to come on digital. I was gonna watch it in theaters originally, but in the end I decided against it because I heard all the bad reviews. And the shame is that I did not watch any trailers, and I thought I'd go to the theaters, watch the movie, because it's an Edgar Wright movie. It's definitely going to be good, and hearing it's one of his worst is such a shame to me. Eric, studios are dumb nowadays. Don't know how to hire the right people, like the Mummy hiring Scream 5 director, like you can trust them anymore. Yeah, I know, they make stupid decisions. Oh, you started watching the first season of South Park. Oh, cool. Adam Does Comedy says, I love Edgar Wright. His movies is how I learned British English. Oh, really? Cool. Yeah, Robin Williams was in the original Jumanji, Josh, man. That's who I'm referring to. Oh, did I say John Williams? Sorry, Robin Williams, if I said John Williams. 2027 got so many movies, our wallets will be empty for ticket prices. Oh, because 2027's got so many movies. Yeah. Well, 2007, the year 2007, I remember had so many movies. A lot of them. Adam Does Comedy says, to be honest, I barely go cinemas now, but 2026 looks really good. Yeah, for me, I'm looking forward the most to the Avatar: The Last Airbender movie coming out. That I'm looking so forward to. Really can't wait. Can't wait to see a trailer finally at some point as well. Eric, I was asking you a question. What are some of the absolute worst Christmas movies you've watched? The ones that are considered absolute bottom of the barrel pieces of garbage. Worst Christmas movies I've watched. Well, was Home Alone 4 based in Christmas, like some of those straight to video Home Alone sequels? Yeah, the Home Alone 4 I did not like. I remember watching, I was crap. The recent Sweet Home Alone that I did a versus video on, that was also absolute crap. Be sure to watch the versus video if you want to see me like compare it to the original and describe everything wrong with that new one. So yeah, that wasn't good. I also didn't like the recent animated The Grinch animated movie. I did a versus video on the Three Grinches as well. The original, the Jim Carrey movie, and the Benedict Cumberbatch animated film. So check the versus video out on those three, and you'll see what I think. That I wasn't particularly fond of that either. But yeah, I can't really recall too many bad Christmas movies, because whenever Christmas time comes around, you want to watch the good Christmas movie, so you try to not watch the bad ones. So I'm sure there's plenty, but, you know, I stay away from the bad ones. And then if you do come across the bad one, you just never watch it again, so you don't really remember it. Home Alone 5 was it as well. Okay. I love the Jim Carrey Grinch. It's an amazing movie. I loved it when I was a kid, but when I got older, I was like, this is just Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey. He's not really the Grinch as much, which is unfortunate. I wish Jim Carrey would have played the Grinch more, but he was playing a lot of himself, which I feel like is why they hired him, so they knew what they were doing. Joshman says, Eric, I have seen Home Sweet Home Alone before, and I've only watched it once. It was so absolutely atrocious. I did watch your Versus video, and I really enjoyed it. I got so much out of it. Oh, I'm so glad that you did. Oh, Big Bash says, favorite Cartoon Network Christmas special. Yeah, there were tons of great Cartoon Network Christmas specials. We used to watch tons of those. Powerpuff Girls had a great one. I think Dexter's Laboratory had a funny one. Ed and Eddie had a really good one. Foster's Home had a great one, which was hilarious. Blue haunting Harriman as the ghost of Christmas past, present, and future was hilarious. Oh man, those really took me back. Oh boy. Oh man. Oh, that's... Now I feel like making a video on all those Cartoon Network Christmas specials. Oh. Movie King says, have you figured out what movie to watch for your next live Discord stream? I think Kids Next Door had a Christmas special too, if I remember correctly. For my next live Discord stream, yeah, the watch party that we'll be doing next is probably going to be the Polar Express that we'll be doing 1 week from now. The Polar Express. I've not seen that movie since like 2006 or 7. So 6 and 7. So to basically watch that again with you guys, that'll be cool to see, I think. I remember it had an amazing main theme song. Like the main theme, the best part of the music was a very short piece, but it was great. It was such a great little piece of music. And sadly, the composer was never able to I think it was Alan Silvestri. He wasn't able to keep it going from beginning to end, that music, but there's a small piece there which is fantastic. So what do you guys think of the Polar Express? My favorite adult joke from Cartoon Network? There's too many. But I remember one when we first learned the word sextant in Ed, Ed and Eddie, the movie. There was a joke in that, in Ed and Eddie, where Double D says to Ed and Eddie, would you gentlemen be careful? Merrymaking would have cost us this sextant. And then Eddie stops and he realizes what Double D just said, and then they keep trying to get Double D to say it again. They're like, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Could you say the word again? What was that thing called? They goes, it's commonly referred to as a sextant, Eddie. And those two just start laughing every time, and Double D doesn't know what's so funny about it. And then Ed's like, say it again, Double D. And then Double D's like confused, and then he just realizes what they're laughing at. I'm surprised they let that joke in back in the time. You know, that was not a word you could normally say, but they found a loophole because the word sextant is real. So yeah, I know what a sextant is because of that. And I remember it came up like 2 times in my lifetime since then. It came up where they were trying to find out what that word was, and I said sextant, and they were like, yeah, that's it. So yeah, Ed and Eddie have forever ingrained that into my mind. The Polar Express are having 4DX screenings, so I'm checking those out. So I might not watch the stream, but I will still join in the call. Oh wow, your 4DX screenings of Polar Express. Cool. That's cool. Yeah, if you join the call, yeah, that'll be fun. Oh, talking about all these nostalgic Christmas movies now, you guys are really getting me back into the zone. Okay, we got 2 minutes left on the stream. Is there any questions you guys want to ask me specifically? The animation is creepy in Polar Express as classic Brickman. Yeah, it was creepy, but there was some good animation too. I loved the environments. The Christmas imagery I thought was the best. When it's not focusing on the people, I remember the environments being really nice to look at. No, I've not played Doki Doki Literature Club. I don't think I've even heard of it. Have I watched Stranger Things 5? No, classic Brickman. I'm gonna watch that with my sister as soon as I'm done this stream. All I can say is that I'm happy that you're able to afford the mic, Eric. It sounds much, much better than your old one. Oh, really? Khan says it sounds much better. What do you guys think of this microphone, this whole video? Because I've also been using it on my last couple of episode reviews for the Welcome to Dairy and stuff. I've actually been using it for those videos. Have you noticed a difference in those videos too? Have you seen The Adventure of Tintin? Yeah, I did. Long time ago. Really good. I really enjoyed it. Big Bash says it's good. Very clear. Movie King says mic is good. 10 Rex says the mic glow up. Omar, Dragon Ball Evolution was bad, but I've never seen the anime, unfortunately. I've always wanted to as a kid, but I never got to because we never had the channel for it. It sounds better than the old one for sure, says Rohan. Oh, cool. Classic Brickman says it sounds better. Billy says it's great so far. Oh, that's cool. Do you think it sounds better? Joshman says the microphone definitely sounds better, so definitely go with that, Eric. Okay, cool. So yeah, okay, that's great. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it because, you know, for you guys to hear me clearer means you're having a better experience. So yeah, Big Bash says it works. Favorite Powerpuff Girl of the three, says Omar. Blossom, I would say, because she's... Whereas Bubbles and Buttercup are kind of polar opposites. One is overly bubbly, the other one is more dreary and more, you know, emo. Blossom is more centered, and I like characters that are more centered and more responsible, but even she doesn't have her responsible moments. Grizzly Bear says, make a return to Zombieland. Make a return to Zombie Island and Scooby-Doo Zombie Island review. Or versus, it says versus Prince Eric, Ariel calling. I did see your Streamlabs donation time, Shadow. I'm sorry. I must have forgotten. Let me see what you said. Oh, £1 Streamlabs. Thank you very much, bud. I really appreciate that. He says, at the end of episode 1 of Stranger Things, Will says, it's okay, we've seen Stranger Things, and Mike says, say that again, and that's the cliffhanger. Okay, not really. Hope you enjoy the series, and yeah, Polar Express is great. Looking forward to it. Oh, that's great. I'm glad you enjoyed the movie, because then it seems like that's the one we're going to be seeing. Return to Zombie Island versus video. Okay, I'll consider that. Mine is Bubble, said Billy. I could never stand bossy characters, even if they are good leaders. Oh, Powerpuff Girls 0, is that what you're talking about, or something, was it? Are you going to watch Welcome to Dairy episode 6 immediately after watching Stranger Things? Nah, I wait to watch that with my brother, so we'll be watching that tomorrow, I think. Do you agree that Miles Morales is Miles Morales debate? Do you agree with the Miles Morales debate? I don't know what that debate is. You got to rephrase that, bud. I don't know that. Okay, we're going to be wrapping this up now because the stream looks like, well, we reached our 2 hours. Love Grizzly Polar Bear says, I will die for Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island and return to Zombie Island versus video from you. I don't know. Grizzly, do you know about the whole commissions thing I do for versus videos? Let me know if you know, like say yes or no if you know about those. If you do, great. If you don't, I'll explain it to you. 2016 is a disgrace. Hopefully the reboot from the OG creator works. Yeah, him from the Powerpuff Girls? Oh yeah, I definitely do remember that. Thoughts on Justice League Action says... I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that name. I think I'm going to butcher it, so I'll just answer your question. Thoughts on Justice League Action. I actually did a video on it years ago. I think before I was making any Versus videos, so I can't remember what my opinions were exactly, but look it up. I review the first 3 episodes, I think, the debut episodes. So if you want to know my thoughts on Justice League Action, search up Eric Carter, Justice League Action, and you'll find my video on it. Okay, let's see. Okay, Love Grizzly Polar Bear says no, he doesn't know. Okay then, so I'll explain. Okay, so a lot of people know this. Basically, I actually let people request and commission Versus videos from me. Not just Versus videos, but you can commission a quick movie review from me. You can commission a quick TV show review. You can also commission a Versus video between 2 movies from me. And all you got to do is... Can you explain how you do the Versus video suggestions? Yeah, I'll show you. So basically, all you got to do is go to my Patreon, and if you look at my tier section, you'll see that you can request specific Versus videos from me. So yes, it does cost, but it all goes towards supporting the channel and allowing me to, like, you know, buy a better microphone. Or I'm looking to do game streaming eventually. I really want to do some game streaming, but I need to get a gaming PC to do that. And, you know, all this will go towards supporting the channel, helping make the content better, helping me do this for a living. So that's why I do commissions. So it also means that you guys can request specific versus videos that say normally I would never have the time to make, but you can request them and then I will have to make them. So if you want me to do a versus video on that Scooby-Doo versus video, it is possible. All you got to do is commission it on my Patreon, and then I will basically get to work on it. He says here, what does he say? Can you explain how you do the versus video suggestions? Oh, but then there he goes. Oh, great. Big Bass says game streams from you will be amazing. Have you heard of that new Steam machine that Valve are going to be releasing? That is something where we don't know what the price is going to be. Heck, given how RAM prices have just gone skyrocketed recently because of AI, you can look that up. It is actually a thing. We don't know what the price of that will be, but that actually could be the perfect device for me to use to stream games that I could get from, from Steam, and I can play them on that thing and stream them live for you on my Twitch channel and even on this YouTube channel. So that's why I say any donations, any Streamlabs donations or commissions you do, anything like that, all of it goes towards supporting the channel and giving you guys extra content. So that's why I always appreciate that kind of thing. But yeah, let me see. Yeah, Love Grizzly Polar Bear says he'll check it out. Yeah, you can check it out. And let me just show you the other thing. Since you said you didn't know, I'll show you this as well. I also have this. This is something that the G-Gamer did recently, and this is something that the Time Shadow also did, where I will watch whatever movie or show you want me to watch, and if it's a 10-minute episode of a show, it'll be £30, or if it's a 20-minute episode, it'll be £60, or if it's a 40 to 60-minute episode, £120, or if you want me to react to 8 episodes of a TV series, of any TV series you want me to watch, then it's £500. If you do that, I can react to that, put up my entire reaction, and it will be up for you to see. And then also, I got the same with a movie as well. It's £250 for a reaction, and I'll be watching the movie, and I'll put the time code on the screen, and you can time it, and you can basically see my reaction and watch my thoughts as I'm watching. So this is another option I did. The Time Shadow actually did the £30, the 10-minute commission. He did that like 6 times for the Zootopia season because he wanted me to watch and react to Zootopia Plus. And I just recently recorded my reaction to every single episode. The first one is already up on my Patreon, so if you want to see it, it's there. But that's basically what I've also got available as an option, so... Oh, sorry, the Time Shadow. Sorry. I've got my notes here. Probably I just said your name because I just read your name. So maybe that's why I did that. Yeah, sorry. But basically, I've got requests for these kinds of things, and I've basically get them done. So even the Puss in Boots 1 versus Puss in Boots 2 versus video is something that was requested from me. So yeah, if you have a look at that Puss in Boots 1 versus 2 versus video, you'll actually see it was Gregory who actually requested that from me, and I actually credit the person who requested or commissioned the versus video. So yeah, basically I thought I'll just let you guys know about that. Big Bash, I've not played Dispatch, but I've heard of it. I've heard very good things. So yeah. That's awesome. I'll check out your Patreon, says Low Grizzly. Okay, cool. Yeah, so with that said, if you want that verse video done, that's entirely on you whenever you feel like you're ready to do it. I will love you check out some Scooby-Doo and Tom and Jerry. Yeah, no problem at all, bud. Think about what you want to request to me, and then you can do it whenever you're ready. I'll leave that up to you. Movie King says, enjoy yourself, Eric. See you on the next Discord call. No problem, buddy. Yeah, Love Grizzly Polar Bear says, maybe the Mystery Inc. show. Yeah, you could even recommend that, and I would watch it. So, yeah, thanks everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. Love Grizzly Polar Bear, the world is your oyster. Basically, whatever you want to pick, whatever you want to choose, you can commission anything of it, and I will do it. So, yeah, with that said, thank you everyone very, very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I'm going to go off now and watch Stranger Things Season 5 with my sister. I'm going to probably watch an episode or 2. It depends how long, if she gets tired or anything. But yeah, we'll be watching an episode or 2. Guys, thanks a ton. Love chatting with all of you. Can't wait for the watch party tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. Next Sunday, where we all watch the Polar Express together on my private Discord server. So, yeah, thanks, guys. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch all of you very, very soon. Take care.